Hello and welcome to Celebrity Trends. If it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell for more amazing news on your favorite celebrities.
That has always been the #1 fight that I've been asking for the last 3 years: respect for each other. We have that rivalry. Famous MMA star Francis defied all odds after making a mockery out of the world heavyweight champion of boxing, Tyson Fury, in a pro boxing bout. Yes, we're living in a world where Francis outboxed the Gypsy King and made it look like a walk in the park. Despite Francis dominating the fight, the judges still gave the split decision victory to Fury, making this a complete robbery. But the result doesn't change what we saw, and we saw Francis for the warrior he truly is. This raises a question: what's next for the Predator? Who's he going to prey on next? If you were one to think that it's going to be Tyson Fury in a rematch, well, you've completely got it wrong. Francis versus Fury is not going to see the light of day anytime soon. Francis has already set his sights on a different opponent, and it's going to shock your world. So without further ado, let's take a deep dive into who Francis's next challenge is. The Cameroonian boxer really put himself up there with one of the top dogs in this scene after humiliating Tyson Fury in the ring. I mean, of course, he's getting all the recognition. This guy really came with zero boxing experience and took out the best boxer in the scene. Now, that's something you don't see every day. The whole world started talking about Francis, and they had only one question in mind: what's next? Where does Francis go from this point on? Well, one thing I'll tell you right now: it's not a rematch with Fury. But what it is something that's going to leave you speechless. Francis's next opponent is the one and only the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. Yep, you heard that right. The Cameroonian boxer has had his eyes on Wilder for quite a while now, and that fight was something he knew was there for him down the line. Another epic heavyweight clash, and this one might be the best of them all. But if you think that's the craziest part, well, you got another thing coming at you, because this fight won't be in boxing. Oh no. These two are going to meet each other in the octagon. Yep, you heard right, Francis versus Deontay Wilder in MMA. Just when you thought it couldn't get any bigger, it did. But it makes you wonder, why on earth would Wilder want to fight Francis in the octagon? I mean, Francis in boxing is already a force to be reckoned with, but in MMA, this guy is a monster. You put him in the ring, he's a machine, but in the cage, he's a vicious lion. Wilder really must have something planned in mind before going into this fight, because if not, it's going to be a long night for him. But the word is out there that Wilder has been training in MMA, and specifically for Francis. Now that makes things interesting. All of a sudden, we know Wilder trains hard. I mean, unlike Fury, he shows up with six-pack abs, and that's saying something about the guy. He's a machine in the gym, and if he's working specifically to take Francis down, it would be a mistake to count him out just yet. Wilder is the only guy we know apart from Francis who has made Fury kiss the canvas. I'm telling you, it's going to be a close one, guys. But the question still stands: why did Francis decide to take this fight? I mean, a rematch with Fury was the one to make. It's the one we all were expecting. Francis got robbed in his fight with the Gypsy King. Francis should be hungry for revenge. He won that fight. We all saw the MMA guy beat up the pro boxer. Fury snatched the victory from him. But Francis has no intention of running that one back. And let me tell you why. Tyson Fury is considered one of the best heavyweight boxers of all time, and for a reason. He's not just your average boxer, he's an indestructible force. Say what you want about the Francis fight, but on paper, Fury still won. He's still the undefeated champion. And don't forget one thing, Francis trained like he's never trained before for this fight. And not to mention, he had the best boxer of all time, Mike Tyson, as his coach. And having Iron Mike is exactly what you need when you're going up against a guy like Tyson Fury. Francis really gave his all in training and in the fight. Fury, on the other hand, you could say he was just using about 30% of his potential. That was not the Gypsy King we know. Fury was gassing out. This proves he didn't take this fight seriously. Well, just because a title isn't on the line doesn't mean that it's a kid's game now. And Tyson Fury learned that the hard way. He was at his worst, Francis was at his best, which is why we witnessed history. Francis knows that in a rematch, it's going to be a completely different story, cause there's not a cat's chance in hell that the Gypsy King will take Francis lightly ever again.
Thanks for watching. Till next time on Celebrity Trends.